And like my mama used to say all the time, you better keep stirring that roux shaft. We're gonna cook a catfish sauce piquante. Let's see if I can get it right. First thing we have to make is our roux. 1 cup of vegetable oil, 1 cup of flour. Let our oil get hot, and then I'll start adding my flour, and I'll show you how to make a roux. My oil is nice and hot. Keep in mind, I've got my rocket stove set at a very medium temp right now, and I can adjust that with that damper. Let's start adding the flour. And look, I'm not gonna add it all at one time either. I'm gonna add my flour, and I'm gonna start stirring that around. Now this is gonna take the most time of this whole process, but you wanna make sure you get your roux just right. Now, if this was a gumbo, I would keep going. I would want this a little bit darker, but my roux is starting to get a nice color, a nice caramel. We're gonna add our vegetables. So for our vegetables, I've got 1 onion, 1 bell pepper, 1 green bell pepper, 1 red bell pepper, 2 stalks of celery, and we're gonna add a little bit of garlic to this also, probably 2 tablespoons. And let's start stirring this around. So after 4 or 5 minutes, you're gonna notice that your vegetables are starting to kind of get a little softer. And I'm gonna tell you right now what the secret is. Now, I may lose a few friends over this, but we're gonna add a little tomato juice to it, but it's that special tomato juice. Not the whole can, just enough to kind of, we're just gonna let that, we'll let those vegetables and things kind of simmer in that. We've reached a point, my vegetables have gotten soft. Let's go ahead and add 8 ounces of tomato sauce. Add 1 can of Rotel. 3 ounces of tomato paste in there. I'm gonna add enough water to basically cover it. Added my water, and I'm wondering if you can kind of see the consistency of this gravy I'm trying to get. Now it's time to bring this up to a boil. So I'm gonna turn my rocket stove all the way up. But now's the time to also add your Cajun seasoning. I'm using Camp Dog today. So once this started boiling, I went ahead and shut my rocket stove down. I just kind of closed this damper off. And now we're just gonna let this simmer. We'll let this simmer for 20-30 minutes, and it'll be time to add the catfish to it. I've got about 3 pounds of catfish fillets. I don't cut my catfish fillets because it will break up as you go. 3 pounds may seem like a lot for this, but I like a little catfish in my catfish sauce piquante. I threw a little bit of seasoning on there, but guys, all you gotta do is just start laying your fillets in there. I'm gonna let this just simmer exactly like it's doing for about 20-30 minutes. Let's get the rice going. Let's get what we want for some sides. Corn, we can do potato salad. Heck, if you have enough catfish, why don't you fry some catfish with this? This would be great.